I would like to propose a toast. Today, I would like to take a moment to recognize the most amazing and influential man that I know. He has been a rock in my life and has taught me what it means to be a man. I am speaking, of course, of my father, Jerry Dye. Lessons from father to son take many forms. Some people can quote lessons that they heard from their fathers, who heard it from their fathers, and so on and so forth. Others, like myself, were taught through actions. My father is a man who strongly believes that actions speak louder than words. I know this even though he has never verbalized it to me. I know this because every single day, growing up, watching my father be the man that he is was a lesson in itself. Growing up, I took it for granted that my father rose every morning, went to work, and came home. I never heard a word of complaint. I cannot remember a single time where my father came home in a bad mood. Now, I'm sure that my father had his bad days just like everybody else. He is only human after all. But my brothers and I never heard about them, and I just assumed that this was the normal. I also cannot ever recall hearing my parents seriously argue. Again, I'm sure that they argue because all healthy couples do, and I know that my parents love each other very much. Regardless, I never had to grow up hearing my parents fight, fearfully wondering how serious it was, hoping that it wasn't leading it to a divorce. Again, I just assumed that this was the normal. My life experiences did not allow me to see any other alternative. I couldn't imagine a world where a mother and father didn't love each other, or a father was unwilling or unable to provide for his family. I had never experienced anything to the contrary. As I grew older, I realized more and more how lucky I was, and how foolish I was for taking this amazing man for granted. I realized that my father was not just acting on some instinct that made him the role model that he is. I realized that every single day my father wakes up, he makes a choice. The choice to go to work without complaint. The choice not to burden his children with worry or guilt. The choice to love his family unconditionally. And the choice to be the best version of himself that he can be. I do not have children of my own yet, but when I do, I aspire to be half of the man that my father is. I want to make that same choice every day to be the best man that I can be. My father's silent action, and sometimes lack of action, taught me more about being a man than I think any words could have. There's no man who deserves recognition more for being a great man and a father than my dad, Jerry Dye. It is for that reason that I raise my glass to Jerry and to his continued good health. I love you, Dad. Cheers.
Yeah.